Oh my god, guys. Okay, so Boku Dake episode, I believe 10. If not, I'll correct it. But oh my god, this one was the point breaker. Okay, when I watched this episode, I knew shit was gonna go down, but I didn't know how far down it was gonna go. Oh my god, guys. So if you haven't watched it, please watch my review episode. Or sorry, not episode, review over there. I'll put a link somewhere, either here, down below. But watch that if you have no idea what the series is about. I give a brief summary and then I kind of spoil some things in the end. So watch that first before you watch that video, or just go watch the anime before you watch this video, because I'm also going to be spoiling a lot about episode 10 in this. So let's get started. Satoru basically finds out who the assailant is. So let me backtrack a little, because this is, it blew my mind, guys. I love anime so much, but this one, like, I've watched Death Note, and I've watched other, like, crime series, but this one, Okay, so Satoru, he, through the whole series, he talks to this person. And he trusts this person more than anyone, basically. He doesn't even think about it, doesn't even think about the list, because there's a list of culprits or whoever that have been suspected, but he kind of marks them off. And his mother and this teacher, he marked them off the list because he's like, it wouldn't be them, right? Because, why would that happen? Because they're talking, I figured they wouldn't be assailant. Okay, I gotta say it. The motherfucking teacher is the assailant. Oh my god. Like, you don't even... Guys. For the fact, okay, this teacher is in this whole series, okay, and basically Satoru goes to this teacher telling him about Kaio's whole situation, and trust this teacher, because, he's a teacher. Who else are you gonna trust, right? He tells him about everything, basically, about Kaio, and how apparently Satoru stopped the teacher from kidnapping Kaio. That's basically what happened. And he was a little bit upset. Like, there's a few clues in the anime, like, there's the teacher in his car when Satoru and his mother were in the car one day, there was suckers in the glove department, but the teacher made up a clever excuse, was like, oh, I use them so I don't overeat, I eat candy. I'm like, don't you lie to me. That's why I first suspected it too. I was like, don't you effing lie to me. What grown up, you don't see me with suckers in my car, like, oh yeah, I totally eat these, because it's so much better for you to have a freaking glove department full of candy. So, this ties in because in this episode, he's looking for the other girl that's supposed to be kidnapped. And he figures out that the teacher invited this girl to go see a hockey game with the rest of whoever else is with him. And he still doesn't suspect the teacher yet. And the girl goes to the bathroom. And she ends up, you see her drinking tea, goes to the bathroom. And so Satoru follows her and is like, man, I need to speak with her. I need to make sure she's okay. And then the teacher comes around the corner. It's like, oh, hey, Satoru, what are you doing here? And the teacher still has a fucking sucker in his mouth. Anyway, sorry for my French, but this episode, guys, oh my god. So he basically is like, oh, what are you doing here? And Satoru's like, oh, I need to speak to this girl. Did you see her? Where'd she go? And the teacher's like, oh, I think she went outside, and Satoru sees her family's truck pass by, so he automatically, we would even think, oh yeah, she got in the family's car and decided to go home. Maybe that was it. So the teacher's like, oh, well, we'll find her, give me a ride, and then basically Satoru's explaining this whole situation where he's like, yeah, I've been pretending to be protective, blah, 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 to save, these girls, blah, 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 and the teacher's like, oh, well, that's cool, yeah, and he's basically playing with Satoru at this point. Like, you sense something's wrong but you're not quite sure. So you're like, oh my god, is it him? Because when Satoru first gets in the car, he couldn't get the seatbelt in, and the teacher helps him, which is kind of fucking strange. And this is a key point. Okay, this little part is a key point of the anime that I didn't even realize. The little things in this anime are very key. So you have to watch these episodes very closely. But he's still in the car, and the teacher's in the car with him, and basically the teacher does a fucking 360. He's like, oh yeah, you stopped me from my plan, Satoru. Like, you fucked it up, and now, like, you figured it out. I'm proud of you, but, you know, I'm kidnapping all these kids. And how basically he finds this out is Satoru's like, oh, I want a sucker, pulls out the glove department. There's no fucking suckers. And that's when the teacher's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is not my car. And it gets so evil. The teacher basically, because you think this teacher is a nice guy this whole effing time. You're just like, oh, there's no way it could be the teacher. And then in this car, this guy does a 360 and blows your effing mind, okay? He just fucking obliterates it. So the teacher basically divulges his plan to Satoru of how he messed it up and how he helped him along the way. And Satoru, you just see Satoru's face. And he looks up, he's like, oh my god, you're the killer. I'm so stupid. How could I not realize you had everything to do with each situation? You knew everything perfectly, and yet I still couldn't figure it out. So, basically, now that Satoru knows, he tries to unbuckle his seatbelt. Well, here's the kicker. The seatbelt is locked. Like, it's permanently locked. He can't get out of the seat. So that's why the whole seatbelt thing happened earlier. And then the teacher drives him to this, like, embankment. Is like, well, now that you know all my plans, I can't have you, you know, fucking this shit up because I gotta still kidnap the others. So he takes a basketball, puts it on, you know, the part of the car, the gas pedal. And Satoru's basically cussing at the top of his lungs, like, curse you, I hope you die, blah, 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 all this stuff. And the car goes into the embankment. And you just see Satoru struggling, trying to get out of this car. And then they show a scene where he's in the water. And then, man, the episode cuts. Like it always does during important moments, right? Like, I cannot, like, this whole week I've been sitting here like, that fucking teacher, man. That teacher. Can't trust anyone. It's official. I can't trust anyone in anime. Like, they basically Al Noah zeroed this shit almost. Like, if you haven't seen Al Noah Zero, that ending's messed up too, but that's basically what they did. So, now that I've seen this episode, and I'm waiting for the other one, my heart's in suspense this whole time. Like, I'm like, what? Is he gonna make it out? Or is he gonna die? Like, basically through this whole series, I thought maybe the main character would have to die in order to save everyone else. But like this, drowning, like, that's probably the worst way to effing go. Like, if I chose burning alive, drowning, or being buried, well, maybe. Drowning would be painful, so it would be burning, and buried alive would be scary because you'd be alive till you basically suffocated. But either way, it's a shitty way to go, okay? Like, guys, I just can't even. So, now that we've seen this episode, we're wondering what's going to happen to this teacher. What's going to happen to the mother, because you gotta remember Satoru's still 18 years in the past. What's going to happen to the other girls that have not been kidnapped, including his friend or whatever. I guess one of the friend was mistaking for a girl or something. But you're just sitting here wondering now, what's going to happen? Like, how are we going to continue this? Sadly, I think it's going to end, like, there's one more episode after this one, I believe, and then the series is going to be over. I think it's going to end badly. I really hope it doesn't, because this anime basically has my heart. Let's just say it. This anime took me on a relationship, took me on a couple dates, fucking bought me presents, and now I'm just sitting here like, you're turning 360 on me, date, what's going on? And now I'm just sitting here waiting like a dumb fool. That's how important this anime is to me so far. So, that's my review on episode 10. If you haven't seen it, go see it before. Yeah, go watch it, because the next episode is even going to be There's gonna be a lot of twisted turns, guys, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle it. I'm not sure. I'm already, like, shocked already, and it is emotional. It is an emotional series for me. Like, I can never say I've been this emotionally invested in an anime in a long time. So, go watch this one, and I will see you on the next episode. Again, if you haven't seen Boku Dake, please go watch my other video to review it, or actually go see the series before watching my review video before this, and the review video before this basically goes through episode 1 all the way to episode, I believe, 9, and this is episode 10, I think. So, yeah, subscribe below, or yeah, hit the like button, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this anime thus far. Give me other animes to review, because I have to get my mind off this, because it's going to drive me insane, guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.